Welcome to the online foresight training at the European Foresight Platform. Module 1a, Introduction to Future-Oriented and Systemic Policy Support. There are different ways of addressing the future. We can look at desirable futures, that is the long-term notions of the good society. We can look at possible futures, the unrealized yet realistic possibilities of problems and solutions. We can look at probable futures, the likely temporal developments of societal problems. It is therefore important to identify the desirable characteristics of policy support for future challenges. Challenges ahead are becoming more global, more complex, and more uncertain, and these translates in the need to look at the future in a multidisciplinary way. E-participation and civil society demand increasingly more transparency, and this implies the need to take into account the diverging views of stakeholders. Finally, major challenges cause a climate of urgency to anticipate major changes. In turn, this translates into the need to mobilize common action today to start acting upon the future. Participation, multidisciplinarity, and action orientation are therefore three critical characteristics of future-oriented policy support activities. What is a participatory approach? Future-oriented activities can be considered participatory if they involve actors from at least two different stakeholder groups, such as researchers and business people, experts and policymakers, experts and laymen, if they disseminate the preliminary results among interested non-participants, for instance through face-to-face workshops, or over the internet, or in the printed form, and if they seek feedback from this wider circle. Activities that do not meet any of these criteria cannot be regarded as participatory. Why do we need a participatory and multidisciplinary approach? Because such an approach acknowledges that different people have different views on the same topic and on what they perceive as important, because it reflects the desire for greater democratization and legitimacy in political processes, and because it builds on the increasing awareness that no single body can know everything that needs to be known. Knowledge is distributed widely, and decision makers have to develop their intelligence gathering methods accordingly. The third critical characteristic of desirable future-oriented policy support is action orientation. An action is the irrevocable allocation of valuable resources with a view to achieving a specific objective. Action orientation therefore consists of the concern to mobilize and create commitment from the stakeholders relevant for the implementation. Future studies without action orientation are activities conducted for intellectual purposes with no direct expected impact. Foresight, as a future-oriented policy support activity, features all these three characteristics. Foresight is a systematic, participatory, future intelligence gathering and medium to long-term vision-building process aimed at enabling present-day decisions and mobilizing joint actions. This online training and the accompanying online guide will explore in detail its nature, its aim, and functioning.